What is a job description? In reality, it's usually a mashup of two different types of document. A job advert, whose job it is to sell the role, and a job description, which is supposed to be a detailed description of the responsibilities and duties. Ideally, they'd be two different documents, but often they are not, which means it doesn't do a particularly good job at either, and the cost of a poorly written job description is measurable. You may have heard that recruiters only look at a resume for an average of 9 seconds, or candidates only look at a job description for 7 to 8 seconds. They're even more judgmental than we are. Even individual words matter. You are 1.3 times more likely to have a male hire when using masculine coded words in your job adverts. What exactly we mean by masculine coded job advert is something we'll come to in this module. But our job descriptions clearly matter. What do we mean by the role being a product? Well, think of it like a bag. What is a bag? Well, it's just something to help you carry things around in. And that can usually be achieved equally well by a $10 rucksack or a $1,500 handbag. In fact, often the $10 rucksack would do a better job. But a bag is not just a bag. It creates a perception of you as a person. It sends signals about who you are, your status, background, what other things you like. A bag is not just a bag, it's a product. And that can impact the ease with which you move through the world, how you see yourself and how others see you. When we think of a job, it's the combination of a role in a company, but within that it's much more. It's the money and benefits you get, your sense of identity, how much time you can spend with your family, how you will dress on a day-to-day basis, how you're expected to talk, how your friends and families will view you, how you will view yourself, who you get to spend time with, are they people you have something in common with or not, your sense of well-being, comfort and inclusion on a day-to-day basis, where you will live and how long your commute will be, and all these things for the future. In other words, the job is a product, a combination of all these factors and many more, possibly one of the most important products that you ever buy. When you start thinking of the job as a product, a lot of other things start to fall into place. One is that no marketeer worth their salt expects every sort of product to appeal to every sort of person. In fact, everything from clothes to smartphones to cars to bags, they're all targeted at different demographics. Sometimes this isn't even intentional. For example, smartphones were for a long time targeted at people with big hands because all the designers were men. Other times it is laser focused like clothing brands who target very particular subcultures. Jobs as products are similarly targeted, and we're going to dig into how they have been built as products for a certain type of person in the coming module. But thinking in this way helps us understand right away the changes in mindset required. We need to move from the mindset of how do we find more of demographic X that like our product and the way we talk about it to how can we change our product and how we talk about it to appeal to demographic X. Or in recruitment terms, from how do we find more tech engineers who really want this role and want to work for us, to how can we change the role and this company and how we talk about both to be more appealing to engineers. In the 2000s and 2010s, this was done masterfully by the likes of Facebook and Google. Think free breakfasts, beanbags and ping pong tables. But without knowing it, they were often targeting young male engineers and are now slightly perplexed that their product is not appealing to women. We're going to take it one step further. From where can we find more female engineers who want to work to us, for example, to how do we change our tech team and how we talk about it to make it more appealing to female engineers. This kind of thinking obviously starts to dig into far more than the job description as a document and more into what the job actually is and how we can make it attractive to a wide range of people. But by the end of this module, you'll be able to answer the question, how do I make my job appealing to different groups?